Hi there, welcome. Cami here. Well, today I'm going to launch into my official bike training, I guess. Gosh, here in northern Michigan, we've had a winterless winter. And I had all these ideas of getting a lot of snow bike training in this winter, snow bike riding, and I think I only got 2 good rides in. But today it's going to be 45. As you can see, it's sunny skies. There's a kind of a breeze. It's kind of chillier than I was expecting, but hey, it's the end of February. What do I expect? So what I'm going to do today is start my training. And this is my rig. This is my fat bike rig. It's a Bear Claw Frank. I call her Freyja because it gives me freedom to go wherever I want. So I'm going to load her up today. My training goal today is to start training a different kind of training. It's not training for miles. That's not a problem for me. I'm an endurance biker. It's not training with a fully loaded bike. I've done a couple of bikepacking trips, so I know how to load my bike and ride with a loaded bike. But my biggest training goal for me is training fear. I am very fearful of biking solo. It's something I rarely do. My long adventure bike rides is always with someone. My hiking, I always have my dog Freyja with me. But biking, I just don't do a solo because I'm terrified, I'm scared. I take that back. I've done a lot of work over the last 5 years to work on my PTSD symptoms and my fear of a lot of different things. And so I've gone from terrified now to just scared. And that's a big step for me. And I learned in my therapy, I sought out counseling for PTSD, trauma, PTSD, and one of the things that I learned is that how we treat and deal and overcome PTSD is what they call exposure therapy. And so by doing my exposure therapy with my hiking and camping and all that, gosh, I've broken through a lot of fears. So part of the exposure therapy is taking little bites at a time. And so that's what I've done. So today, I'm going to start taking little bites at a time. So today's ride, my route is on roads and trails that I'm very familiar with, that I have ridden once by myself, and it's going to be a short ride. And so that's the beginning of my training, is getting out there and doing small rides by myself, a little at a time. And I'm going to start with roads and areas that are familiar with me. The route that I chose to do my first ever solo bikepacking adventure on this spring, will be on the Moore route, the Michigan off-road expedition route that travels from south to north the whole state of Michigan. It's 570 miles. And I'll be in the woods all by myself. And it's a goal that I set for myself. It's not so much a physical challenge as it will be a mental challenge. So today I'm kicking off my training, and I want to share it with you. And so what I have today is I put my frame bag on, and in it I'll have some snacks. I'll take my puffy with me because I'll plan on stopping for coffee, which I have packed that will fit my frame bag. And then I've got my bike tools in here, and I've got my feed bag up here, and I carry my bear spray. I take this with me everywhere I go. And I've encountered bears in the wild 4 different times. And so that's not a big fear because that was exposure therapy. That's not a big fear. I carry this as my protection against all things, animal and human. So I'll be carrying this right up front. It just makes me feel so much safer having this right here ready every time I go out. I have my 2 water bottles filled up, and I'm taking my air cartridges. This is great, this little air cylinder system, CO2 cartridges. This one has a knob. I had one that didn't have a knob that you can control the air. That sucked when I was doing triathlon. This one's nice. You screw it on and then you have the ability, so you don't have to use a full canister, a full CO2 cartridge. You can just turn the knob and just use a little bit at a time. I do run tubeless tires with sealant in it. I should be carrying an extra tube. And when I go on my bikepacking trip, even though I don't run tubes, I will definitely carry an extra tube because I have had a puncture so big that the sealant wouldn't take care of it. But like I said, today's training is just my first time out this year solo, so I'm going to make it short and get my first one under my belt. So I'm not taking a tube because the husband's here. He's just a phone call away if I need to be picked up. And if somehow my fear gets the best of me, he'll come and pick me up. I have to wear my big winter boots still. Oh, these are great. These are 45 North boots. I love them. They keep my feet nice and toasty. And even though it's 44 degrees out, that wind has a bite to it. So I'm wearing my winter boots today. I will be wearing this layer and taking my puffy along for coffee breaks, so I can shove that in my frame bag as well. Of course, I've got my helmet, my winter gloves, and my headband. And I think that's about all I need for today, so I'm sure I'll be touching base with you as I'm going out and letting you know how I'm doing. Like I said, I'm not going to talk myself out of it. I'm committed to this goal, and I know I can do it. I've overcome so much and fought through so much fears. I know this is good. I have so many friends that bikepack and bike by themselves everywhere, and the wind's shaking my camera, I'm sorry. And I just admire them. But if you're a sufferer of PTSD, you know you can't give yourself a hard time about this, because the fear is real to us. The fear is real. But I truly believe that I'm going to conquer it. I have so much in the past. I've conquered so much, but this is one of those last things that I have yet to get comfortable with, and I'm working on it this year because I'm determined. I turned 60 this February, and I'm determined to get this bike packing adventure solo I've been dreaming of for years. I just, I'm so envious and jealous of the people that I watch do it, and it's just something I've always wanted to do, and damn it, I'm just not going to let my fear stop me this year, so let's go for a ride. So the first stretch of my bike ride today, I'm jumping on the White Pine Trail here near my home in Cadillac, Michigan. As you can see, I got a report that it's all clear. So I bike on this trail a lot. So very comfortable biking on this, which I wasn't not too long ago. I wouldn't even bike on this by myself. I was just so scared. But now I can bike on this so comfortably. So this is probably the first couple miles of my ride today before it connects to some gravel roads. So I'm starting off with something nice and familiar, and giving myself a chance to just feel a little at ease before I jump into some gravel roads that I usually don't ride solo. Hi there, beautifuls. Out enjoying the sun. This is a northern Michigan sign. I don't know if you can see all them in there, all those white buckets. We know this family, and I was wondering if they'd have their set buckets out. It's really early, I think, but this winter has been so bizarre in Michigan, but Yeah, look at them all. Yum, yum. Homemade maple syrup. So this is my coffee stop today. It's the Cherry Grove Township Cemetery. And this is where my oldest son is interned. It's a beautiful country cemetery on this peaceful back road. But I purposely planned my bike route today to pass by here so I could visit him, have a cup of coffee with him. And I usually can't visit him in February because the cemetery is buried in snow. And I thought, you know, when I need courage and I'm just facing a lot of fears, a lot of times I'll come and visit him and talk to him, and it's just like I can just feel something. And so today I thought, you know, I'm just gonna stop and visit him on my ride and enjoy a cup of coffee with him and talk to him about my day. This road I'm on now will turn into a seasonal road in a couple miles, so not quite sure what to expect as far as ice. There's been a little bit of ice on the gravel still, but not too bad. I couldn't just roll over slowly. But the seasonal roads can be a little sketchy in the springtime, so I'll just go as far as I can, and if it's impossible to ride, let's turn around. Okay, so as you can see behind me, it's still pretty sketchy. If I had my bike with my studded tires, that would be no big deal, but I don't have that bike today, and so I started down, I kind of slid out a little bit, so I'm out here by myself, and cell service is a little iffy too. This is just a little too iced over yet for me, so I'm going to turn around, head back, and take the next gravel road heading west again. So soon, it's supposed to be 61 next week and rain, so soon this will be open for us. Look at that. That just looks like a great gravel road to ride. Whew, gonna be fun. Well, I made it back to the White Pine Trail. I did a loop and ended up back here where I started. So I only have about, I'd say, 2 more miles until I'm done with the ride, which puts me at about 30 miles today, and it'll be just over 3 hours, which is enough for me today. Whew. Still feeling the effects of COVID that I had 2 weeks ago. But I have to say, probably 90% of the ride, I felt really good and relaxed. So, hey, that's not bad. 10%, I felt my anxiety creep up a little bit, but I was able to stay calm and just, you know, stick it out and enjoy the ride. So, whew, almost done. Yes. And if you want to tag along with me on future training rides, hit the subscribe button and keep an eye out for them. There'll be lots more to come.